who could ever feed me was the son of a pizza man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, yes, he was. The only one who could ever need me was the son of a pizza man. The only boy who could ever feed me was the son of a pizza man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, yes, he was. The only one who could ever need me was the son of a pizza man. The only boy who could ever feed me was the son of a pizza man. Yes, he was.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I realized I was muted. Maybe that's just when you're doing the theme. That I keep singing to it or something.
It's always a surprise. Welcome to Pizza Chat. My name is Enzo. I'm here with my lovely co-host Shealyn.
Hello.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm good. I made the DiGiorno. What's it? Hold on. Croissant crust, and I meant to like eat a slice before. Hey, George is on time. Hi, George. I meant to eat beforehand because I haven't eaten since probably like 11 a.m. So I'm starving. But
you should eat. You can have a slice. Go for it.
You know, it's the weird croissant crust that you said you've had.
I've had it. Yeah. Yeah. It is a weird like It's got like a croissant-ish crust from what I remember, and it's not bad. It's just I think I was expecting something else. I don't know what, but
I know exactly what you mean. I was expecting like a super puffy crust or something like a croissant, and instead I get it. It's more of like a croissant base. Like you can see the layers. So yeah, I think you were probably expecting the same thing. Like to me, it just looks like a normal DiGiorno pizza, but it does taste different so much.
So you put your stamp of approval on this DiGiorno?
Yes, and Nino's like making fun of me. He's like, "Can you stop like promoting pizzas?" And I'm like, "Dude, you knew what you married. Like I like junk food, always have. Been on a budget a lot of my life, so I like having this kind of stuff. You know, makes me happy." Yes, William.
William is in the house. Hello, William. Okay. So let's get into it. As always, we have some pre slices before we get into the actual slices. Let me share my screen. So the first thing I want to talk about is this documentary called Pizza People. It's a 10-minute documentary, so there's no excuse.
I didn't know that's how long it was when you said, damn it, I would have watched it. Like I was getting like an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. It's about Kelly, what's his name? Kelly something. Hold on.
I've seen it posted, yeah.
So prepared. Kelly Beckham. He runs the Polly G's in Baltimore, the Baltimore area. It's basically his story, like how he got into pizza and his journey, and you know, it's interesting. It's well shot. It's a very interesting little documentary about pizza. Again, 10 minutes, super short.
That's a good selling point.
Exactly. James is here. Hello, James. Yeah, and then so he mentions a website in the documentary called pizzamaking.com. And when I went to it, I was like, wow, this is something. This is like 90s website right here. And it's a good resource apparently for pizza making. So if you're looking at getting into like pizza making at home, this apparently is a good resource.
Is it actually like, did you learn something from it, or?
I haven't actually gone through it, but
yeah,
I'm kind of like,
yeah, okay.
It's very, I don't know.
It looks pretty extensive though. Like that's a lot of knowledge right there. You know, it does look a little 90s, but I love the 90s. And wow, yeah, looks like a library of how to make pizza.
Yeah, I think if you're, and also if you're like just getting into it, into pizza, it's probably a good resource. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Let's get into, let's make a pizza. So my first topic is some branding. So I found these two places I have. The first place is called Conspiracy Pizza, and I think they're Canadian, and I don't think they're open yet. I don't know why I keep finding these places that don't have anything yet, but it's just I think it's a really interesting logo. It's got the whole Illuminati kind of eye up here, and I don't know if these are lips, but and then it's got the I don't know what that pizza cutter is called.
A rocker or something.
Some kind of rocker, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting logo. And then the other one is
I've been there.
Home Slice. Yeah. So this, have you ever been on this website?
I have not, and it looks adorable just looking at it right there.
This video that they have here is so interesting and so weird, because if you just watch it, it's like, I don't know if they filmed this like around Halloween or whatever. Like obviously that's like Mr. Rogers, like he took off his shoes, and then Ziggy Stardust is up against the wall. I don't know if it's like Joey Ramone, and then it's like a whole bunch of like characters. It's so interesting.
Love it.
But anyway,
for more like hidden people in there, they're very cool. They're we visited there years ago, and they're very like welcoming, and showed us a lot of their behind the scenes stuff, like super busy money making operation they have going on.
Is it just one place, or are they a chain? Or
they have two, and they might have three by now, because I went there, it was probably 2017. But they had one, but it was just like so busy that they expanded and made one next door, because I forget the numbers, but they were just doing like an unreal number of pizza. Like they have a Rotoflex oven. They had like 8 people making dough all day. Like it was incredible to like witness. Oh, and there's Lucy. I love Lucy, right? Yeah. So I love that. Like this is a great little video I'm gonna end up watching, because I'm a weirdo and I like I love Halloween. So
yeah, it's cool. But the reason I'm pointing these guys out is because of their little like mark or whatever you want to call it. It's like a this person with pigtails and a mustache and a crown, and it's so bizarre and so cute, and I love it, and I love that they do that.
Yes, I love it. If you look back on remember I did my troll last week, Pecorino, one of the pictures is in front of their sign, because we went to him, and it was just amazing to see how some like place can just pump out a crazy number of pizzas.
Queen of pies.
I love that. Oh my Logan. Awesome. Sorry, I see my dog trying to get in the door. He's not there. I'm so sorry.
William asked, has anyone ever tried the wet pizza batter, like pancake batter? I have not. I'm interested in doing that.
Is that the brand? Is it from Betty Crocker? Because I saw like when I was looking for my what's in the box kind of thing, I saw a Betty Crocker pizza, or is it called wet pizza batter?
I don't know if it's called. I've seen. I think it's a technique. I think it's a technique to make pizza where it's like you put down like a batter basically, and then you put the toppings on, and then you stick in the oven, and it like bakes. Like it's supposed to be like an easier pizza.
Oh, cool.
But I haven't tried it, and I am curious about it. But
I always want the easiest thing, so I'll do that. I'm a sucker for convenience, so that sounds right up my alley. I'll have to do that. Yeah, when I was looking at different recipes to make, which I'll talk about later, my cafeteria pizza, it seems almost like a wet batter. I don't know. I could be crazy. You know, uh, I never know what slice you're gonna pull up of mine. I should know by now, but I'm like, what is it?
Ta-da!
Okay. So my what's in the box? It was National French Bread Day because, you know, I'm like a 50-year-old woman and have an email list of all the holidays, you know, whether they're real or not. I mean, who really knows and who cares? It gives you a reason to celebrate life every day. So they gave, it was this fancy National French Bread Day. And I thought, hey, I have French bread pizzas in my freezer because I just have that in my freezer at all times. And I made them and wow. They were like really good. Like I hadn't had them in a while. I kind of ordered them on a whim, thinking, "Oh, I'll use these at some point." And they were really good. And people were commenting like how much they loved them. So, you know,
I haven't had a. I don't know if I've ever had like a. Maybe I have had like a traditional like Stouffer's.
What? You've never, or you've had French bread pizza, I'm sure, in your life.
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't know. Yeah, I don't. But yes, I agree. I think there's something about like that, like crunchy crust, and then like the top. Yeah, there's it's a combination of textures that's really good too.
Yes, I mean that one you can see I burnt a little because we have like a pizzeria oven basically upstairs, electric oven, and so you know I can never figure out the temperatures and I just left it too long. But some people like their pizza well done, you know, and so it was surprisingly good and a great little flashback to like, you know, early 90s, or I mean they've been around for 40 years. Like I'm 35, so these French bread pizzas are older than me, like, and they're still cool, so that says
and I'm sure they're inexpensive and
oh yeah, I mean unfortunately that might mean that maybe they're not made of the best ingredients.
I mean,
but you know, if you have them every once in a while, I mean George just said that he used to live on them, so hey, not gonna hate on anybody's. I could live on them easily.
Yeah.
Very filling. I think you're only supposed to eat one. That's the serving size, but I definitely ate both, you know.
No one just eats one.
Well, who are the serving sizes really for? Like every time I get something, it's like half of what I would eat as a normal human. So, you know, America, we're like trained to just want a lot of food. So
yeah, just put everything in my mouth, please. Can we talk quickly about your shirt? Your awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes, my soul pizza shirt. Out. If you're on my Instagram, you can click back to the other when I did my hamburger phone. It's the one next to it. Then you can see the shirt better, or I guess you can see it in the video. So I love scary movies. That's my other passion in life besides pizza. And you and I had talked about finding like actual soul pizza, and I sent you that toy, and it was terrifying. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna buy that because Nino will lose his mind if me with the hamburger phone up there. And you know, I also collect phones. I'm a weirdo, and I don't even have a landline. And this shirt popped up on Etsy by this guy. His handle is like Brian Brain or something like that. I tag it in there so it'll take you directly. The coolest shirt. Like not only was it like relatively inexpensive, because sometimes you look at a shirt and it's like $50. I'm like, yo, this was $22. So soft. Like I love ringer tees. It feels very light and looks very vintage in a good way. Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's like my new favorite shirt.
Yeah, I love anything Freddy Krueger. It's definitely my fave. So
did you like? Okay, so I'm always weird about liking him because like the whole story is he's kind of like a child molester, right? Remember that they burned his like,
yeah,
like, you know, it's a weird.
I think of him as a child killer, not a child molester. No, so it's different.
No, but the story is like they burned him because he was like molesting children in the neighborhood. I don't know. Right. That was more in the remake, which I don't advocate that anybody watch. But in the original ones, he's more just like a creepy guy with like a melting face. And And I love him. I have like, you know, the sweater that I wear all the time, not even just Halloween, the pajama set, you know, like I love those movies.
Yeah.
This one's from what, the fourth one? I think Soul Pizza is
The fourth one. Yep.
it's so good. That movie's
so
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it.
Okay.
You need that shirt is basically what
I
I'm
do need that shirt. I have so many pizza shirts that I don't fit into, which is really sad.
Make a pizza shirt quilt. I kid you not. You could mail in your shirts.
No, I don't want to do that because I want to wear these shirts.
Okay, so hang them like they say to hang a bikini or something on your fridge to make you
maybe that could be my backdrop. Maybe just all the shirts I can't fit into.
Don't focus on that aspect and just look at the shirts. Great pizza shirts.
Yeah.
People always send me smalls, and I am not a small by any means. And I'm like, seriously, now I'm never gonna wear your shirt. You know, like thank you for thinking I'm way smaller than I am, but
Right.
like, always think. I guess they don't want to insult me, so they're like, "Oh, she's so small."
Take it as a compliment, I guess.
No.
Or something.
No.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. My next slice is a book that I feel like I've probably talked about before, but it's called. I think it's called Pizza. I'm not quite sure what the actual. I think it's called Pizza. It's by the Pizza Pilgrims. They are a UK-based duo, and it's just my favorite part about this book is the way it's kind of like designed and the layout, and it's got a bunch of. It's gonna be hard to like do this. Let me see. Where am I?
I know it's surprisingly hard to line up with a camera that you're literally looking at, but
but it's got like tells their story of how and I think they have like pizza places in the UK, and they also have like they send out like pizza kits and stuff. So
how cute.
But yeah, it's a super colorful book, super informational. It talks about if you're just curious about pizza in general, this is a good I don't know, it's like an all-purpose kind of pizza book. There's a bunch of like recipes in here. Also, there's history. There's pizza people in here as well.
I love it. No, I'll need to get it mostly because there's a lot of pictures.
Yeah,
it's a lot, but now I get books with pictures. I like
so magazines. Yeah.
Yes.
Our buddy Scott Wiener's in here, of course. It's everywhere. Pizza pop culture moments. There's a whole section of like movies and stuff, which I feel like we've talked about. We definitely talked about like all of these. Yeah, the Pizza World Records. It's a really cool pizza book, not just for pizza nerds. I feel like anyone would enjoy this. It's very easy to read. But anyway, there was my commercial for this pizza book.
I'm like, are they paying you to do this?
No, not sponsored.
That was very nice.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
I get a commission. I get a kickback for any book sold.
I wish.
So, never know.
I
like the guy, the Italian guy. They're like, yeah.
It's a really cute.
You know, does the so yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah.
I find and people are probably like, what is this white chick doing? Yes, about the quilt of pizza shirts. I had looked in to doing this, and it was really expensive before. Now it's way cheaper, but you can basically like on Etsy find any, type in like quilt of t-shirts, anything, and send all your shirts in, and they make the quilt for you. Very cool.
That was cool. Was awkward. Walking Dead, sponsored by Pizza Hut. That's interesting.
Maybe wait, now I want to watch it. I followed that show until like 2 seasons ago.
I've never seen an episode of Walking
Do
Dead.
you like scary stuff? I mean, like zombies are awesome. It went in a way like different direction, and now they have so many spin-offs, I feel like. But I'm gonna have to watch this. Hopefully it was it recent? The Pizza Hut, was it the Pac-Man box? Which I'm still bummed I can't order.
I'm sure someone could send it to you if you.
Yeah, all greasy. They like eat from their pizza.
I actually saw Scott tweet at Pizza Hut saying, "Hey, can I have one of your can I have one of your pizza boxes?" And they responded, "Sure, you can order as many as you want, like pizzas or whatever." It's like you are. And he was like, "No, I need like a clean one."
Yeah, anytime like I've worked for pizzerias and we did a cool like branding box, like when I was at Pizzanista in LA, we did one with the Descendants, and it's like, yes, you can get the pizza delivered in that, but most people want that box as a collector's item, you know. Right. So right. I would think Pizza Hut would understand that, but I don't know. Shame on them.
Yeah.
And I don't know anyone who works at Pizza Hut, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Pizza Sutra. Long time no see.
Yes. Hello, Pizza Sutra. Yeah.
Yes, horrors. Oh, and video games. Did well, never mind. I was gonna ask a question that would be like a major spoiler, so never mind. I take it back.
Are there webisodes? Are they different than the TV series? Like, is it a whole separate?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. Because then I'll watch that and not feel lost. I feel like you can even just like chime in at any time and watch it, and you're still in the same spot. Like it takes a while. It's like almost like a soap opera. Or that's when I logged out mentally like two seasons ago, because I was like, wow, this is taking forever to like get anywhere.
Right.
And the guy like is not on there anymore anyway, so you know, over it.
There's that too.
My cafeteria pizza. Yes. So my weekly slice of, pizza nostalgia goes out to the cafeteria pizza, the beloved. I'm sorry, people call it school pizza, but in my mind, it's cafeteria pizza. Everyone remembers like the rectangle. Usually mine would have like the cube pepperonis, but a lot of the recipes I found either have like sausage, ground chuck, whatever that is, which I'm assuming is just meat. I don't know. I could be wrong. Right? Like sausage, like extra meat.
Ground chuck is, I think it's cow.
Oh, okay. It has to be. Exactly. So when I was looking at this, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this," and I'm like, "I don't have any ground chuck." Whatever. And I'm like, I think that's a good thing that I don't have that in my fridge, but I do at some point want to make this or a version of it because I loved it. Granted, I haven't had it in probably, God, how old am I? 20 years, but still like the nostalgia of it. And there was actually, because I looked up if you can order cafeteria pizza, and one that showed up was Tony's Pizza. I guess they sold to all the schools. It's all the rectangles, because this lady who's rad, she actually like made it, and I think the handwritten recipe I sent was hers or someone similar. It's like in the same article. And so hers is more like a homemade cafeteria pizza, whereas like I think my school was just microwaving.
I mean, yeah,
the Tony's one's probably, because you can buy them in bulk. Like I think I looked up and one was like 50 4x6 pizzas, and I'm like, okay, I really want to order these, but how can I hide them from Nino? Because like he'll be really upset if that's in the freezer.
That's a lot. This is what I remember. We never had like I don't remember toppings on our pizza at school. It was always like just plain old cheese.
Yeah, I mean, we either had cheese or just literally the cube pepperoni, which were under the cheese, and then when you would take a bite, the entire cheese would come off. It was very weird, but like it tasted so, I don't know, it's such a distinct taste that I could like almost picture in my mind, like the little square
yeah.
piece or rectangle. And I've mentioned before, we actually had a Pizza Hut at my high school as well, and I would still choose like the indoor cafeteria pizza over the Pizza Hut personal pan.
There's something about I don't know, there's something about, I don't know if our like taste buds were not developed back then.
Excuse me, it's delicious. No, it's all about like I used to just save my lunch money so that I could buy things on interpunk.com. Do you remember that website, Interpunk? Okay, I just like literally would not starve myself, but like save my money. So when I was tutoring kids after school, they would bring a cart of all the leftover cafeteria pizza, and that's what I would eat. So I would eat, at some point. Hi, right. Geraldine. We missed you.
Hi, Geraldine.
See you.
Yeah.
But yes, I would still eat cafeteria pizza. And I think I sent you also the crazy that I've never heard of, and I'm very upset by this, fiestada pizza, because I literally grew up like on the border of Mexico and California, and I've never heard of this. And when I Googled school pizza, so many people have had this. It's basically like a taco pizza, or almost like the Taco Bell Mexican pizza. So right. I don't know. I'm very upset that we didn't get this, and now I'm gonna have to make it. And I mean, it sounds delicious.
Where did you find a recipe or anything? Have you?
Yeah, it's basically like although they do use pizza dough, because I feel like Taco Bell uses it's basically a tostada, right? Like it's like a shell, whatever, right. And it's just taco meat. I don't even think they use beans and cheese. That's all they were doing. And then they served it like that. I think has a side of salsa with it.
Right.
In my mind, I would probably also put beans on it because I love beans. And
some sour cream would be lovely on that,
right?
too.
Even like cabbage or like some type of lettuce on top. And what's the Oaxaca cheese, or I can't think of the name right now. But
like cotija or something.
Yeah, you can fancy it up, but like that would have been delicious at school too. And I'm like very sad I never had that.
It's also funny that these are like hexagonal. They're like little stop signs.
Well, I saw different versions of it. They did have a rectangle version, but for the most part, like I think that recipe is more like I'm saying, like a tostada, basically. I mean, come on, it's not a pizza. I mean, it is whatever. It has cheese on it, I guess. And
so how would this? How I would be bummed if it was like, oh, it's like Taco Tuesday, and then Fridays it's like fiestada pizza. It's like, what's the difference?
I would be very excited because that's pretty much all I eat. Yes, I love pizza and everything pizza, but my other love in life is Mexican food, and I could just eat beans and cheese all day, literally. Yes. That's what I almost made it today, but I didn't have time to fry tortillas, and I'm like, okay, that's a lot of effort for what I need to do today. But this weekend it's fun. Yes, tomatoes and olives, that would be good. Mm-hmm. Jalapenos, I love jalapenos.
Yes, I'm repping the Pizza Sutra sweatshirt.
Wow.
I wear this thing like every day because it's just like, it's very comfortable. But
where's my hoodie? Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Corn shells of tortilla.
Yeah, that's what this particular recipe did say. It was pizza crust, which I was like, what? That just seems so odd. And you could just easily make the same thing with a corn shell, but that's literally a tostada. But that's what Taco Bell sells as a Mexican pizza. So whatever.
Didn't they discontinue that, or am I dreaming?
They did. And then they brought it back. I think they were making that up. Like, who's keeping tabs on when they get rid of something? Like they did get rid of. Okay, this is where you're gonna hear how much I love fast food and Taco Bell. So it's like I was trying to order a double decker. I love a double decker. It's just a hard taco inside of beans and whatever. And they're like, oh, we don't have those anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but you have this stuff. Like, and they ended up making it for me, but I could tell they probably like fit in it or something. But because they're like,
so you're that person. You're that person.
Well, like I've heard that they'll make it for you, and no, trust me, I never want to ever do that. My mom has a certain drink at Starbucks that she'll order for my little brother, and it's like so complicated. I'm like, Ma, stop. Like they do not want to hear.
It's a secret menu item.
Yeah, no. I'm like, no, double decker, no. But it's simple enough, you know. I make those at home, and they're hopefully a little healthier. But with the Mexican pizza, everyone was like freaking out because, you know, it's in like a BuzzFeed article that they discontinued it. And I'm like, I mean, like I said, who's really like keeping track of when they get rid of stuff? They did bring back their quesalupa or something like that. And it was on the local news here in Brooklyn. I'm like, really? How much did Taco Bell pay you guys to like mention this? You know, and I ordered it. So it worked. And
I love is it a gordita? What's the one with the soft with the crunchy taco, then like a soft flour tortilla around it?
Yeah, that's a cheesy gordita crunch.
Cheesy gordita crunch, yes.
That's
I love those.
Good. Yeah, I always mix them up with a chalupa that's also like a fluffy tortilla, but it's not the same and not as good. But yeah, the cheesy gordita crunch, that's what you order. You gotta.
Yeah. I used to when I was younger, I would always get the cheese quesadilla. I don't know why.
People always order that, even at like my beloved Del Taco that I love a lot, and anybody on the West Coast knows what I'm talking about. But I'm like, what? It's just that's the one thing Nino will eat of Mexican food.
It's just cheese and flour, basically. It's a pizza without the sauce.
Exactly. I'm like, what? You're gonna get that of all things? Like, come on. But I don't know. People like them. You like them.
I don't get them anymore. My palate, my Taco Bell palate has matured to a point where it no longer craves the cheese quesadilla from Taco Bell.
It's now the cheesy gordita crunch. Now I'm gonna like end up ordering Taco Bell when we're done. I will not. No. Very bad.
Well, we want pictures if you do.
Right. No, I usually post things like that, and Nino's like, please stop posting how much fast food you eat. I'm like, hey, what if I got a sponsorship from like Taco Bell, you know? Or
yeah,
don't
take
hate
it.
And I would eat a lot of Taco Bell.
Okay, so my last slice is something that has been talked about to death, but let's just talk about it again. So Australia, if you don't know, apparently their favorite pizza topping is pineapple.
Sounds about right.
And
pineapple with ham or Canadian bacon.
Yeah, like a Hawaiian pizza, basically.
Okay.
So what I want to know, with whoever's watching, let us know what your thoughts on pineapple on pizza are. I hate even saying that, but
well, what are your thoughts on it? What?
So yes, we are now sponsored by Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. So
I would be okay. I'm a total sellout if the price is right. So, you know.
I mean, to a certain degree, yeah. So James says pineapple with jalapeno. Mm-hmm. Yes. So my thing is, pineapple on pizza is fine. It's okay. It's not something that I necessarily crave because I think it's the whole sweet and savory, which I normally like, but there's something about pineapple that's like super sweet and fruity.
Yeah, maybe it depends if you're doing canned pineapple versus fresh pineapple. I don't know if that
or like I've definitely made pineapple. I made a pineapple and spam pizza, which was gross. It was just very wet, and I think that was on my thing.
I'm gonna have to watch that video. That would be cool.
But I think pineapple as a flavor is really nice. but I think pineapple, like adding pineapple or like spicing it up or adding like spices to it would probably work.
Yeah.
And I think the ham, I think pineapple and ham go so well together because it's like I feel like they almost like complement each, like the saltiness of the ham kind of complements the super sweetness of the pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just kind of
No, it's good. Like everyone's mentioning, and you too, about like the spicy to balance it out. Because I do it. I prefer like fresh jalapenos with it and cup and jar pepperoni. It's so good with pineapple. Like different pizzerias I've worked at in the past have had different versions of that same pie. Like it's usually called something like the hot and sweet or the hot or whatever, and it's always good. Like I know people have this whole thing about like no pineapple on pizza, but it's not my least favorite topping. That's
there are a lot of gross pizza toppings.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll eat. I like this one that George is saying, the white pizza with ham, pineapple, banana peppers, and bacon. That'd be good. Is it bacon? Like I'm almost envisioning like bacon bits on it, or like real crispy with flaky bacon, which is right up my alley. I'm like a burnt bacon kind of person. Pickle pizza. Oh my gosh, that's like
I think pickle pizza is awesome.
I think pickles on everything. I will like that whole saying, like I will always eat your pickle if you don't want it. Like I've always loved them. I told you I used to drink pickle juice. And I don't understand anyone who won't even try pickle pizza. It's like, really?
I think just because it's like pickle. I think pickle's a very
polarizing. Like people are either like
it's very polarizing.
Me that love pickles and I'm down to eat like anything with pickles on it, or there's people like But don't they know there's different versions of pickles too? Like
there are, yes, it's a balancing act. Salty,
just on its own, that would be a little odd. But there's got to be somebody who does it. My idea of like pizza, eat whatever the hell you want. Like
you're the one at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Dip it in milk, like that weird thing I sent you.
Yeah, but not but no milk.
Don't dip your milk. That's so gross.
It's
wrong with people.
Pineapple, peppers, cream cheese, pepperoni. Yes. Cream cheese is an interesting combo with
I don't
pineapple.
know if I've had that on pizza. Maybe it was like mixed in with other cheeses, like, or it's part of the base. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that because I love cream cheese. Cheeseburger pizza.
Yes, a cheeseburger pizza. So the Domino, was it Domino's?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was Papa John's when you ordered it, because they also do one. But
So the Domino's has a cheeseburger pizza that has like there's pickles. There's definitely like a pickle flavor. Whether it's real pickles, don't know, but I'm sure it's
spice in there
or something. I don't know, but
I mean, it makes sense. Cheeseburger vibe, so pickles would go on that. But I don't know. People are it blows my mind.
What do you think would be a really pairing with pineapple besides what was mentioned? Anything else you can think of that would go with pineapple on a pizza?
Besides, like the cup and char and the fresh jalapenos, because normally when I order it, you get jarred jalapenos or canned, I guess. And I'm like, the difference is like you need fresh jalapenos. But I don't know. You can do if you're like a pineapple lover, you'll love it no matter what's thrown on there.
Yeah.
People love Hawaiian pizza. Like I don't know. I've never ordered one in my life, but it's always like if I'm at somebody's house and they order a variety of pizzas, that's one of them. And I'm like, what? I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't a big meat eater or something. So like I didn't want it.
Yeah. I don't know. I would definitely have to make a Hawaiian pizza versus I don't want to order a whole pizza and then like
Yeah,
not want to eat it.
because even if you pick off like the either food, either the pineapple or the Canadian, you're gonna taste it. Like that leaves
Right.
an aftertaste in that pizza. But
For
I
sure.
want to see your spam pizzas. With I'm just trying to envision it right now. Like, was it sliced spam? Was it a spam?
It was a huge, it was like a tin of spam, and I think I cut it up into cubes.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I don't think I
Why was it
prepared.
so wet? Did you not drain
It was so no, the pineapple was the pineapple was
fresh
it was
or-
just no, it was canned, but it was just like I think it was rings. I think maybe it was rings.
Got
It was either rings or it was crushed. But yeah, I didn't drain them good enough, I guess. I didn't just like dump the can on the pizza. I don't think I did anyway.
I would think the spam have a lot of water. I've actually never had spam, and I'm ashamed to say that because
I don't think so.
Yeah, I should have gone. Like, I went to Hawaii. Love Hawaii. They love spam. A lot of my friends who live there and are from there, but I never went. They have like fast food places where everything is spam related, and I didn't eat any of it. And now I want to go try it, but I don't know. Spam pizza might be next level.
I might maybe I'll remake that pizza. Maybe that'll be a future project. I'll just remake the pizza because I remember thinking like, number one, this is way too wet and gross. Pizza should not be wet.
I hate soggy pizza. Yeah, that's like
unless it's like a fresh like Neapolitan like right out of the oven or something, and it's like droopy. But yeah, and then I was thinking like the spam was like whatever. I don't know. I was like thinking like I should have like cooked the spam or something, or like
if you fry it, maybe that would take some of the grease and the water out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm no chef. I order Taco Bell online, so what do I know? Don't ask me for food advice. I make prison pizza. You can't really like count on me for much. But is it on to my or is there more topping?
Yeah, no, it's one. No, that's it.
Okay.
It was just a weird pineapple article. Yeah, let's move on to your last.
There's a taco shop in Australia that I'm always tell myself I want to visit there, and then I never do. So I should.
That's like my dream destination is Australia.
I mean, it's affordable, right, to go there. I mean, everything kind of shut down now for a bit, but I think it's opening up.
I think getting there is expensive
and long. I think. I mean, pretty short.
Yes.
I'm like trying to think of a globe right now, and
it's like I think it's like 22, 24 hours. I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember looking into it. Like I flew to Japan from California, and it was like really, really long. And then people were like, "Oh, well, wait till you try and go to Australia." And I'm like, "I won't." But maybe it's longer from here. I don't know. I'm bad with geography. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you. I don't know if they fly from the East Coast. I feel like they always fly from the West Coast.
Oh, that's why you have to go that like 6-hour flight and then get on. Right. That makes sense. Ew. So yes, The Grim Sleeper is my crime of the week related to pizza somewhat. I love murder shows. I know a lot of people do, but I want to like make sure people don't mix that up with me liking serial killers. I do not think they're cool. I don't celebrate them. Like I hate anybody who murders people. That's like not cool. But
it's a bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Like that person is a piece of shit. And like I don't like when people like, just kind of silly, and you only hear about the serial killer, right? You don't hear about the victims a lot, and it's just unfortunate. But I studied criminology in college. I love all that stuff. I love forensics. And so I spend a lot of my time watching Forensic Files and other shows related. So, how streaming services work, they prompt you to watch something else. So I happened to watch something on The Grim Sleeper, and I was like, whatever, normal serial killer. And it's sad that that's like a normal thing, but like the way he ends up being caught is actually how it relates to pizza. So, little background on him: terrible, terrible person. But was murdering people beginning in the mid 80s, and then he took like a break. He went dormant. That's why they call him the Grim Sleeper, for about 14 years, and then just started murdering a lot of women again. And in South Central LA, they were all of his victims were African American women. And which also, not gonna be political here, but if this was happening in Beverly Hills, it would have been, whole different story. But this documentary you pulled up, The Tales of the Grim Sleeper, is great. Really goes into a lot of that and the politics of, LAPD and yada yada. And so yes, he was murdering people, living a double life, whatever. And the way he ends up getting caught, because I'm telling you, this guy was like, I think it was like a 25-year span that they couldn't find who he was. So I don't know if people know about the, forensics, DNA, whatever. Unless you're arrested, they don't have your DNA on file. So even though he was murdering people and leaving DNA, oddly enough, always on women's breasts, you can imagine what he was doing. And so they couldn't find him. Well, his son gets arrested, right? And so his DNA goes into the database. And at the time, and I think it still might be the case, it's something called familial DNA, which means like it's not yours, it's familial, it's a member of your family. Right. And it pretty much has to be like a really close member of your family, right? Like it's not gonna be your cousin or something, it's gonna be like your dad or your uncle. So they find, his son was arrested for something, I don't know, larceny or anything. It wasn't murder. That's good. Not taking after his father. And so they figure out, whoa, this like crazy case that has gone on since 85, I think was his first victim. They're like, we've got to figure out who it is. So they start following his dad everywhere. Can't figure out how to catch him. Because you can't just walk up to someone and like swab their, like in CSI and stuff that happens, whatever. And so what you're showing now is the footage. So they had one of their undercover agents actually pretend to be a waiter at this pizzeria. I don't even know if you'd call that a pizzeria. It looks like a Chuck E. Cheese or something, There's a family party. The guy poses as a waiter. So he gets the guy's paper plate, napkin, and crust of pizza with his DNA on it. Tests it, bam. It's their damn Grim Sleeper. They've been looking like since the 80s. Like I'm telling you, the 80s. And so this is 2010, I believe, when he's finally busted and arrested. Charged with, unfortunately, he was only charged with 10 of the murders. But they think it was upwards of like 100 because he took pictures of all his victims. And when they searched his apartment, found like 180 different women in the photos, which is just terrible. And either way, he got the death penalty, went to San Quentin. I don't know if anybody is aware of how long it takes, even when you're on death row. It's rare that you actually get the chair or anything like that. It's I think it's on a moratorium right now where they don't actually kill people, but whatever. So he died almost to the day. What day is it today? Yeah, so he died March 28th of 2020. Like a year ago, this dude finally died. And not from lethal injection or anything. Like he just died. And they can't figure out how he died. They don't think it was like foul play or anything. But, just so weird. Like, and I was watching the show and I was like, wow, he got busted by pizza. Like literally. But then there's a whole argument that, familial DNA is really controversial because I think it people say it's like your Fourth Amendment that they shouldn't have your DNA unless like you are arrested and like they shouldn't be able to just obtain something illegally and use it against you in court. But this guy was like a terrible person, like he needed to go away. So luckily he did. But unfortunately, it was way after the fact, and he murdered so many women before that.
It's so crazy. I feel like there are plenty of people out there that it's crazy how many people, how many like serial killers there are that have not been caught.
Especially so a lot of his victims were like prostitutes or something, or that's what they say in the show. And so this lady, I forget what the group is called exactly. It's like the Coalition for Black, I forget what it's, but it's rights. It's a, something to give rights for people. And she's like, the cop literally told me they weren't looking because they were prostitutes. Like, that's not okay. Like, you can't just be killing people. And that happens a lot. I don't know if people watch Forensic Files as much as I do, but that's an easy target. Unfortunately, because think about it. And I always would tell like any of my friends or anything, like, if I don't show up to work, I'm murdered. Like, because I'm not irresponsible. Like, come looking for me. But if you don't have anybody looking for me, like, think of all the women or men too, that just like were murdered. And if nobody really looks for you, what happens?
Right. So, yeah, it's really messed up. That's kind of how we view human life. It's like if you're a sex worker, then you're like less than for some reason, which is like
crazy. Because like
insane.
Worker, blame the people like keeping them in business or like not giving them opportunities to do something else. Like they are just trying to, survive. Like. And other people are taking advantage of them. And yes, that's what I was wondering, because he said about the DNA. If it's thrown away, I think it's like, I've seen one where it's an interrogation and somebody drinks from like I was going to say a Sprite, because that's what it was in the case. And the guy like picked it out of the trash and got the guy's DNA off the rim of it. I mean, you should know if you, have a career of murdering people, like you shouldn't be just kind of. But by this point, like I said, it's been 25 years. This guy's like, oh, I got away with it. He's living a totally different life. I'm not saying he wasn't murdering people still, but like with a wife and kids in the same house. But like, I don't know. They were like, he would never do that. Like it's a great documentary. It's called The Tales of a Grim Sleeper. And this guy has some serious cojones to like, it's like I don't know if he's British or what, but he's walking around South Central interviewing people. Like this guy has no idea what. I don't think he'd ever been to LA before, not that part of LA. And people were calling him a peckerwood. They're threatening his life, and he's like, "What?" He's like totally has no idea that like that's not something you should do. But he makes friends with the local woman who takes him around, and like she takes over the whole documentary, and it's really rad.
It's probably better that he didn't know.
Sometimes he's walking around.
Ignorance is bliss.
I was literally like, oh my gosh, this guy's walking around with a headset on and a camera in a place where like, you just don't do that. Okay. Even in like my neighborhood in Brooklyn, you don't do that. Okay. Like what's wrong with you? But I guess kind of like naive, approach maybe made people not do anything to him, But blows my mind. I'm like, dude, know your place. Like, get out of here. Luckily, he made a friend, and he even says in the thing, he's like, she's basically took over the whole operation here. I'm like, yes, I'm glad. Otherwise, he probably would have ended up, in a box somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, but, God knows where.
But yeah. I know. It was just so random. Like whenever I'm watching a murder show and it ends up, relating to that, I'm like, my mind is blown. No, sorry. Like Nino. Okay.
Is he scratching at the door?
Yes.
Hello,
okay.
Are you talking through the mixer?
Yes. Look, there's Nino
Caniglio.
Sounds
really good.
Okay, get.
That's really good.
Bye.
It's very professional. It's very professional.
Okay, thank you. This is like his dream setup for a podcast, so he's very excited to
have you listeners better thank Nino Caniglio.
Can you hear him? Okay, shh. Yeah, between him and my giant dog, I get no peace in life. I'm just gonna say that right now. So, it is what it is.
Can you get away at least?
No, unfortunately, no. Not yet. I actually did plan a trip to Disneyland. They're reopening the end of April. So having a girls' trip with my cousin. So we're very excited. I have pizza ears and stuff. I'm a big nerd. He usually just comes like, I don't know if you just saw his arm steal a slice of my DiGiorno pizza. Okay, babe.
George says hi, Nino, by the way.
George says hi, Nino.
Hi, George.
Did you hear hi, George? Okay.
You're the son of a pizza man.
Yes. Oh my gosh. She's just out of control.
So that's it. There's our pizza. Does anyone have anything you want to talk about, or questions, comments, concerns? Oh, James says hi, Nino, too.
I got him down. He's in the living room now. He's away.
It's getting all kinds of love.
Yeah, of course. His madness tends to do that. I'll have him as a guest at some point.
Yes.
When we do our summer party.
But he's got to be his own. He's got to log on his own. You can't share a screen.
Yeah, agreed. Deal. I like that. I like my space. Fine with that.
But yeah. All right. Well, I guess thank you for watching and tuning in. And hope, I don't know if this time.
Yes, we are.
We are a little cuckoo bananas.
From Scream, by the way. I don't know. I love them. Scream's my favorite movie. One of them. Anyway. Don't we all go a little? I mean, it's originally Norman Bates. Okay, I'm just going to be a horror nerd for a while, but
that's fun. I don't know, George. I don't know if we're the people to answer your question.
At your pizzeria, or what do you mean?
Yeah. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because I don't know, now that they're giving the extra money again for unemployment, it will probably be a little difficult. But I don't know. It's like just I see everywhere is like now hiring, which is it's good. Everything's starting to reopen. A lot of like my friends who own pizzerias around the US had to go to like their skeleton crew, meaning they worked all the time, basically. So I'm sure they'll be happy to have employees again. I would work wherever you are, George, but I'm in Brooklyn. I love working at pizzerias. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I forgot I was gonna say something, but I totally Oh, the time. Okay, so yeah, we're doing this an hour later. I don't know if this works better or worse for people. If you have any thoughts on that, let us know. If you want to go later, let us know. We're not going earlier. Or like maybe like a different day. Just comment below.
Tempting, very tempting, George. I'll think about it.
She'll get back to you.
I'm a great counter girl. Did that a long time.
Serve a slice like nobody's business.
Right? Try not to drop it or burn it. But yes, I like the hour later because I'm a night owl. So this is like when my day begins. Hopefully, California people could join. My dog is trying to open the door again.
And we might switch time again at some point, but we'll let you know if we do that. Maybe the day. Who knows?
Unpredictable. Life is unpredictable.
So unpredictable. Anyway, again, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, check out Shealyn's Instagram. It's down on the screen, scrolling. Go follow her, like her. She posts cool pizza stuff. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends. And
that's it.
So we will catch you maybe same time, maybe same place next week. Until next time, ciao for now.
Bye.